this appointment mean for India? Joining us now to discuss this is Kanwal Sibal, former Foreign Secretary and former Indian Ambassador to the US. Ambassador Sibal, thank you once again for being with us here on CNBC TV18. How do you think Sergio Gor will be for India? Is it something to cheer about or something to be circumspect about?
Well, at the end of the day, he's only the ambassador. Even though United States is the world's biggest power and we have a huge relationship with that country, and the US ambassador is important in terms of our diplomacy with the United States. But he's, at the end of the day, as I said, only a representative of the United States, so we need not give him a larger-than-life image in terms of how our ties are going to be mentioned, because there's so many players in the India-US ties, and the ambassadors do not control the entire dynamics of the relationship, because there are these big corporates that are there. There is the Congress, there is the media, there's the think tanks, there are the academic world. All of them in their own way contribute to the relationships. There's the diaspora that we have there. But yes, it's a good thing that an ambassador has been appointed. And it's a good thing in principle that the ambassador is the nominee, is close to the president. The president attaches a lot of value to the relationship, as we can see. And if the cards are played properly by the White House and the ambassador, then this can be an asset for us, because we'll have somebody who has a direct line to the White House.
Right.
On the other hand, the concern is that Trump has two concerns, major concerns. One, that Trump is saying that he's appointing him to implement his agenda. Now, his agenda so far has been very difficult for us. And if it is the agenda he has in mind, and if Gore is going to implement that agenda, then we can see problems down the road. Secondly, while announcing this appointment, which is very strange, there's no mention of India, the importance of India, strengthening ties with India, strategic partner, etc. at all. There's no mention of India at all, except that he's being appointed as ambassador to India. And the only reference is to the region that is the most populous region in the world.
Ambassador Sibal, that brings me to my next question. He's also been given charge of supervising South Asia and Central Asia affairs. So in a way, he could be like a super ambassador looking at and overseeing whatever is happening in the region. Is that advantageous for India to have someone in New Delhi whom we can rig up, call to the South Bloc to understand what's happening, express our view, or it could work against us?
I think this is a very odd move. This is the first time that a US ambassador to India has been also made a special envoy for the larger South Asia and Central Asian region. As it is, the India-US relationship is so vast in scope. The ambassador is totally busy with managing the ties between India and the United States in their various dimensions. In fact, the most expansive relationship we have with any country is with the United States, covering so many areas, and they've got so many consulates in this country. He doesn't need an extra responsibility to fill up his time. Now, the problem with the designation of special envoy is that they did this with Holbrooke, this AFPAC business, and we rejected this. And we made sure that he was an envoy only to Pakistan and Afghanistan and not India. But now they have brought it in a different way by giving the ambassador this extra hat so that we can't object to it. But what is the meaning of this special envoy for the region? They have ambassadors in this region, in all these countries. They're doing the job. They're reporting to the US government. Why is there a need to have a special envoy sitting in Delhi? It has many implications. And the most problematic implication is that the United States wants to intrude itself into the affairs of the subcontinent in a much more pressing manner in a much concrete manner. And they don't want to leave the management of the dynamics of this region, political, economic strategy, to India as the principal power in the region. Now, but if he's a special, and then of course the worry is that Trump is very keen to mediate between India and Pakistan to solve the Kashmir issue. Now, if he's a special envoy to the region, I don't think Central Asia is a matter of concern. It's actually Pakistan and the related issue of Pakistan-Afghanistan relationship, which he also wants to be able to settle because he has announced investments in Pakistan and he wants those investments to be secure. For that, he needs stable, peaceful ties in the region, which means pressure on India that we must settle our issues with Pakistan and then bringing Pakistan and Afghanistan closer. In other words, he's batting for Pakistan.
Right.
He's looking more at the interests of Pakistan than, in a sense, the relationship with India.
Ambassador, another question about his political affiliations. Now, sources have told us that he's someone who's right in the middle of Trump's inner circle. Very, very close, very, very loyal to President Trump, which can be good for us also in a way. But what does this actually say about his political and diplomatic acumen? He's only 38. By the time he takes over, he'll probably be 39 years of age. He'll be taking up this job at a time when US-India ties are at an all-time low.
Well, you know, the fact that he's 38, 39 is not a disqualification. After there are people who have become presidents of the United States in the early 40s. And you have the example of the president of France. And there's so many world leaders who become prime ministers or president at a very young age. And he's only an ambassador. He's not the core of policy making. So I don't think we can hold the age against him. He'll have a lot of energy, obviously. And the fact that he is very close to Trump means that he can influence by giving the right kind of advice to Trump about the attitudes in India, feelings in India, priorities of India, concerns of India, and hoping therefore to mellow a little bit what Trump is doing. It can happen. But on the other hand, he's an extreme loyalist. He's absolutely embedded in the MAGA base of Trump. Now, his personal inclinations may actually be to implement fully what the president's priorities are, which may be a problem for us. But let's see. These are very early days. When he comes here, he will size the situation. He'll see how he's going to handle himself. And if he does things which don't please us, then he'll find that he'll have a problem in making a success of his tenure here. And no ambassador wants to be a failure. He would like to make his tenure successful so that he can build up his career further. If he goes away on the basis that he has failed in his mission, it doesn't add to his career. So these are all these complex things that one has to take into consideration. We should not unnecessarily panic or anything.
Absolutely.
And
one of the early tasks he would have is to organize a successful and fruitful Trump visit to India, something that President Trump is happy about and can showcase to his political constituency as well. Thanks once again.
That I don't know. I don't think this Quad summit will be held in October as was being planned.
Yeah, because I meant, sir, whenever Trump's visit happens in future, that's what I was talking about. But I've unfortunately run out of time today, but it's always a pleasure having you here on Global Lens and CNBC TV 18.